Hey friends, Mr. Bond here on a, well, was gray and gross. It looks like it's finally starting to get nice outside Tuesday morning. I hope everyone enjoyed that little virtual field trip yesterday that one of my teacher friends posted. I thought that was pretty cool. If you want to talk about that in the discussions page, you can. That would be neat. But as you noticed today, I don't have monies or an abacus or anything like that because I'm just going to talk to you just for a couple minutes quickly about something today. I'm not going to give you work to do today. Just talking to your mom and dad is all I'd like you to do today, okay? So you may have seen over the last week or two, if your mom and dad have been reading the newspaper, if they've been watching the news on TV, if they've been seeing news and stuff on their phones or tablets, that there's a lot of stuff going on right now that is a little bit scary, okay? There are people that are angry, and they're doing protests and that sort of stuff, and you might hear words like protests and looters and rioters and all that sort of thing. And I just want to talk to you just for a minute about exactly what's going on, okay? Because maybe your mom and dad haven't had time to, maybe you're still a bit confused, or I can just help give you kind of a different thought about that sort of thing, okay? So, what's going on right now in the world, right? We've talked before about the reason we're not at school is because people are, you possibly get sick and that sort of thing, right? We talked about that. And, it's a little bit weird ending our year with a virtual field trip and not actually going on the bus together, but that's the way the world is right now, and sometimes things change. And it'll be nice to see you guys again as soon as we can when the school year starts again and get together and go on real field trips and that sort of thing. And there's something else going on in the world right now that if you're reading news that you'll hear about. It's not happening around in Mildmay or in Hanover where I am, okay, but in big cities, far away, that sort of thing. So basically people are worried because somebody got hurt, and it's happening again, somebody got hurt because they were different. Because they were different. And we know in kindergarten that we're all really important, right? We talk about that sort of stuff all the time, right? Our feelings are important. You and me are important, and everyone matters. Everyone is valued. If you have an opinion or a thought, if I have an opinion or a thought, if anyone does, we should listen. We should talk to them. We should think about it, right? And in Canada, where we are, that's really, really important. That's really, really important. You know that we vote on stuff sometimes, right? We vote for books and things that we want to do, or last year we voted on what we wanted our dramatic center to be part of. So that is every single one of us getting a vote, getting our opinion out there, right? And that's why we have elections, and we do all that sort of stuff so we can have our opinion and our voice and talk about it, right? And that's really important to make sure that everybody has the same voice and can talk about things. And that's part of the problem right now. There are people that look a little bit different than me, and if somebody looks different than me, does that make them worth more or less than me? I don't think so. Not at all. Right? It doesn't matter what somebody looks like. They're still really important. They're still just as important as you and me. And we have lots of kids in our class, in our school, in our community, in our country that look different. They might have different color skin. They might have different hairstyles. They might be short. They might be tall. They might be super skinny. They might be a little bit bigger. They might have earrings or tattoos. They might wear clothes that we think are a little bit silly and bright orange and purples and things. Or they might wear face coverings so you can't really see what they look like all the time. Does that make them worth more or less than me or you? No, absolutely not. I don't think so. I think that everyone is really important. Everyone matters, okay? And that's what some people are getting upset about. They feel that their lives and their opinions and their votes aren't really mattering. That people aren't hearing them. People aren't saying, hey, You matter. I value your opinion. I value your thoughts. You're important. And you can think, if I talked to you and said, you know what, nope, I don't want to listen to you, I don't think you're important, I'm going to go talk to somebody else over there. How would you feel? Think about it for a minute. If you were at school and you had your hand up on the carpet, you had something you really, really, really wanted to say, and I never said, oh, yes. I never talked to you. I never asked what your thoughts were. How would you feel? You might feel mad. You might feel grumpy. You might just feel sad. And all those feelings are okay. Right? We've talked about our green, getting back to green. Sometimes we're mad, we're angry, we're sad. And all those are things that everyone feels. And those feelings are okay. There's nothing wrong with feeling like that. Everyone feels like that sometimes. So, there's a lot of people that look a little bit different that feel angry, and feel sad, and feel grumpy. Because they feel that they're not being heard. And their voices, their opinions, those things don't matter. And I don't think that's very cool. And I'm sure you don't either. One of the most awesome things about kindergarten is we all get to work together. We all get to talk about our feelings. We all get to have our say, our votes. And that's something that's really, really cool. And something that I really miss. I really miss you guys and being able to do those sorts of things with you. Okay? So, that's what's going on right now. Lots of people that feel, you know what, just because I look a little bit different, I talk a little bit different, I'm not feeling heard. I'm not feeling like I matter. Okay? So, that's something you can talk to your mom and dad about. Okay? If you're feeling worried, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling kind of scared about some news or things that you've seen, talk to your mom and dad about it. I'd love to talk to you about it. I'm sure Mrs. Ryber or Mrs. Ferry or Mrs. Nappersharp would all love to talk to you about it, but it's tricky to do right now. So make sure you can talk to your mom or dad, your grandma and grandpa, your brother or sister. Do you remember when we were going through our colors feelings? We talked about there being, you trying to think about at least one person you can always talk to about your feelings. You can talk to that person if you're feeling worried about it. Okay? And if you're not feeling worried about it, great. But maybe ask. Remember the other thing we talked about is you ask other people how they're feeling, how they're thinking, and see how they're doing. Ask them, hey, are you feeling green? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling happy? Or are you feeling blue? Or are you feeling red? Are you feeling angry? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling grumpy? And let's talk about it. How come you're feeling that way? And what can I do to help? What can I do to help? And there are lots of people right now all over the place that say, hey, I don't know what to do to help. I think these people are really important. I think everyone's important. What can I do to help? And you know what? As a kindergartner, that's the best thing you can do. Ask people, say, hey, how are you doing? How are you feeling? How are you doing today? Right? And if they just say, well, I'm fine. Remember what we asked? We say, are you really fine? What's going on? Okay? And have that conversation. Talk to them about it. All right? So, that's all I want you to do today. Talk to your mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, brother and sister about how they're feeling, about how they're doing. And ask them if they're feeling like they matter. Because they do. They absolutely do. You matter. I matter. Everyone matters. That's really important. Okay? So, we'll be back tomorrow morning and hopefully with another fun activity with you guys. Okay? So, until Wednesday morning, this is Mr. B saying bye-bye.